What if I told you that one of the most bombed countries in human history is now one of the fastest growing economies on the planet? A nation that defeated three of the world's superpowers, China, France, and the United States, and then rebuilt itself from rubble into a booming, vibrant civilization. Welcome to Vietnam. From ancient rice terraces carved into mountain slopes, to neon-lit streets buzzing with 10 million motorbikes, Vietnam is a country that defies every expectation. So whether you're a history buff, a future traveler, or simply someone curious about the world, stay right here, because what you're about to discover will genuinely surprise you. Vietnam stretches along the eastern edge of the Indochina Peninsula in Southeast Asia, a narrow, S-shaped country that's roughly 1 kilometer long. Imagine a country thinner than some American states, yet longer than the entire west coast of the United States. That's Vietnam. It borders China to the north, Laos and Cambodia to the west, and the South China Sea, which Vietnam calls the East Sea, to its entire eastern flank. That 3,444-kilometer cline is one of the longest in Southeast Asia, dotted with bays, beaches, and fishing villages that look like they belong on a postcard. Vietnam's terrain is extraordinarily diverse. The north is dominated by rugged mountain ranges, including the Hoang Lien Son Range, where Phan Xipang, the roof of Indochina, rises to 3,143 meters above sea level. The central region narrows dramatically into highlands and coastal plains, while the south opens into the Mekong Delta, one of the most fertile river deltas on Earth, where 9 tributaries of the Mekong River snake through a patchwork of rice paddies, fruit orchards, and floating markets.
Vietnam's climate is as varied as its geography. The north experiences 4 seasons, including a cool winter. The south is tropical and divided into wet and dry seasons.
In between, the central coast faces some of the most powerful typhoons in the Pacific each year. But that's not all. Vietnam's diversity is staggering. Animals found nowhere else on Earth. A forest bovine, the Asian unicorn. Vietnam's religious landscape is one of the most layered and syncretic in the world. Officially, the state is secular, under Communist Party governance. But religion is everywhere you look. Buddhism is the most widely practiced faith, with around 45% of the population identifying as Buddhist. Primarily the Mahayana tradition in the north, and Theravada among ethnic minorities in the south. But Vietnamese Buddhism is deeply blended with Taoism and Confucian philosophy, creating a uniquely Vietnamese spiritual worldview. About 8% of Vietnamese are Catholic, a lasting legacy of French colonial rule.
And Vietnam actually has the second largest Catholic population in Southeast Asia, after the Philippines.
Then there's Cao Dai, a religion that was born in Vietnam in 1926 and is found virtually nowhere else on Earth. It synthesizes Buddhism, Christianity, Taoism, Islam, and Confucianism into a single faith. complete with colorful ceremonies, elaborate robes, and a divine eye as its central symbol. Ancestor worship cuts across all faiths, practiced by the majority of Vietnamese, regardless of their official religion. Altars to deceased relatives are found in homes, businesses, and restaurants across the country, a sign that in Vietnam, family bonds transcend even death. Vietnamese culture is a living tapestry woven from thousands of years of history, foreign influence, and fierce national identity. At its heart is the concept of tình nghĩa, loyalty and deep emotional bonds between people, which shapes everything from family structures to business relationships. Tết Nguyên đán, the Vietnamese Lunar New Year, is the most important cultural event of the year. For weeks before the holiday, cities transform, flower markets bloom overnight. Families reunite across the country, and firecrackers light up the sky. It's Christmas, New Year, and a national birthday, all rolled into one. Vietnamese cuisine is globally celebrated for a reason. Pho, the aromatic noodle soup, is perhaps the country's most iconic export, but it barely scratches the surface. Banh mi, com tam, bún bò Huế, bánh xèo, and hundreds of regional specialties reflect a food culture built on freshness, balance, and extraordinary flavor. Street food isn't fast food in Vietnam. It's an art form.
Traditional arts are thriving too.
Water puppetry, ca roi nuoc, a uniquely Vietnamese performance art dating back to the 11th century.
Uses wooden puppets gliding across water surfaces to tell stories of harvests and legends.
The Vietnamese national dress, a figure-hugging silk tunic worn over flowing trousers. Simple, elegant, and instantly recognizable as Vietnam. Here's where Vietnam's story becomes genuinely extraordinary. In 1986, the Vietnamese government launched a sweeping set of economic reforms called Doi Moi, meaning renovation. Transitioning from a centrally planned economy toward a socialist-oriented market economy. The results were nothing short of miraculous.
Vietnam's GDP has grown at an average of 6 to 7% per year for decades.
Poverty rates dropped from 70% in the late 1980s to under 5% today. The country went from one of the poorest nations on earth to a lower middle-income country in a single generation. The country went from one of the poorest nations on earth to a lower middle-income country in a single generation. Today, Vietnam is one of the world's top manufacturers. It's the second largest exporter of electronics after China in ASEAN. Samsung alone manufactures nearly 50% of all its smartphones in Vietnam. Nike, Intel, LG, and Apple have all moved significant production here. Agriculture remains vital to our shared future.
Vietnam is the world's second largest exporter of coffee.
And one of the top exporters of rice, cashews, and seafood. The tourism industry was exploding before COVID-19, regularly welcoming 18 million international visitors per year. But that's not all. Vietnam's startup ecosystem is booming. Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi now have thriving tech communities, and Vietnam has produced several billion-dollar unicorn companies, including VNG and Vingroup, which has even built its own electric vehicles. Vietnam is, without question, one of the most beautiful countries in the world. From north to south, it reads like a highlight reel of Asia's greatest hits. Ha Long Bay in the north, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is perhaps Vietnam's most iconic image. 1,600 limestone islands and islets rise dramatically, all scattered across this emerald water. A cruise through Ha Long Bay at dawn, surrounded by mist and silence, is genuinely one of Earth's transcendent travel experiences.
Sapa, in the far northwest, is where terraced rice paddies cascade down mountainsides in breathtaking green staircases.
Carved by Hmongs and Red Dao farmers over centuries. The ancient town of Hoi An, another UNESCO site, is a beautifully preserved trading port frozen in the 15th century. With lantern-lit streets, tailor shops, and riverside restaurants that glow gold at night. Phong Nha Ke Bang National Park is home to Son Doong Cave, the single largest cave passage on Earth. So massive it has its own jungle, river, and weather system inside. And then there's the coastline, Da Nang's Mai Khe Beach, Phu Quoc Island, Mui Ne's red sand dunes, Nha Trang's turquoise waters. Vietnam's 3,444 kilometers of coast means you are never far from paradise. Vietnam is a one-party socialist republic governed by the Communist Party of Vietnam, which has held power since reunification in 1975. The party controls all branches of government, executive, legislative, and judicial, and political opposition is not permitted. But Vietnam's communist system is notably pragmatic, and in many ways, uniquely Vietnamese.
Unlike North Korea or even Cuba, Vietnam has embraced foreign investment, free markets, and global trade with remarkable enthusiasm.
It's sometimes described as communist in politics, capitalist in economics. Vietnam is a member of ASEAN, the United Nations, and the World Trade Organization. It has normalized relations with the United States since 1995, a relationship that has grown into a strategic partnership. With US-Vietnam trade now exceeding $100 billion annually. The South China Sea remains Vietnam's most persistent geopolitical tension. These waters are a flashpoint for regional conflict, with overlapping territorial claims involving China, the Philippines, and others, creating ongoing friction. Vietnam has consistently pushed back against Chinese encroachment, even while maintaining a complex and economically vital relationship with its giant northern neighbor.
Press freedom remains restricted.
Human rights organizations regularly cite concerns about limitations on free expression. But within those constraints, Vietnamese civil society is active entrepreneurial, and deeply invested in the country's future.
Now, let's end with some facts that will genuinely blow your mind.
Vietnam has more UNESCO World Heritage Sites per square kilometer than almost any other Southeast Asian country, 8 in total, including natural wonders, ancient towns, and royal citadels.
Vietnamese is a tonal language with 6
distinct tones.
The same syllable, ma, can mean mother, ghost, rice seedling, horse, tomb, or cheek, depending entirely on how you say it. 3 nines. There are approximately 45 million motorbikes registered in Vietnam. That's roughly 1 for every 2 people. Traffic in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City operates on a logic that looks like chaos, but somehow works. Vietnam was divided at the 17th parallel between 1954 and 1975, north and south. And reunification happened just 50 years ago. Many Vietnamese alive today remember a divided nation. Five, pho is so beloved that Vietnamese people eat it for breakfast. Not just any time of day, breakfast. Steaming bowls of bone broth at 6 a.m. is a national institution.
6. Vietnam is home to the world's largest population of cave swiftlets.
And their nests are harvested to make bird's nest soup. One of the most expensive foods on earth. Selling for up to $2,000 per kilogram. From ancient temples to electric vehicle factories, from bomb craters to billion-dollar tech companies, Vietnam is proof that a nation's future is never determined by its darkest chapter. It is determined by what its people choose to build next.
If this video opened your eyes to a country you underestimated, do one thing right now. Hit that like button.
It genuinely helps this channel reach more curious minds just like yours.
Drop a comment below. What surprised you most about Vietnam? I read every single one.
And if you want to keep exploring the world, one country at a time, subscribe and hit the bell, because next time, we're going somewhere equally fascinating. See you there.